Lightfoot's liberal policies have left Chicago a cesspool of crime and wokeness. With her weak stance on crime and her failure to protect citizens, the Windy City has quickly become known as an unfortunate hellhole. I'm Gary Franchi. Your freedom's at stake at the news that impacts America. Tap subscribe right now and help us to preserve it. Mayor Lightfoot's tenure has been a disaster for the people of Chicago, with rampant crime and a seemingly endless series of liberal policies that have only made the city into a hellhole. The latest example came as burglars held up 9 citizens in separate robberies in just over an hour, showing that Lightfoot is either completely asleep at the wheel or too weak on crime to take effective action. Daily Caller reports that a group of 4 men committed 9 armed robberies in Chicago within an hour. It happened Friday. Using a black SUV, the thieves held victims at gunpoint while stealing their belongings. That's according to WGN News. And according to police, the crime spree began at 6:12 a.m. and ended around 7:30 that morning. Watch.
Investigators say the armed robbers rode in a black SUV as they approached their victims and robbed them. The crime spree started around 6:15 in the 4300 block of West Grand Avenue and ended about 7:30 in the 600 block of North St. Louis Avenue. Within that time, the suspects targeted victims at 9 locations in Humboldt Park and Austin. Anthony Castro works in the area.
It's kind of scary thinking about going to work and having to worry about being robbed, but this area is common. I try to be aware of my surroundings as much as possible, but you know, these things are unpredictable. You don't know when they can possibly happen, but again, don't ever think it can't happen to you, because it can.
It looks like the people are finally tired just of the nonsense. You know how brazen and bold you gotta be to just go around just robbing people for like an hour, let's say an hour and a half, 2 hours straight. That's how they don't feel. No, it's like they know they get caught, they back out the next day. But it looks like people are tired of it. She gotta go. Lori Lightfoot, she gotta go. I hope the next election, that always remember, the people got the power. I know they like to act like we don't have the power, but we do have the power. But when they want us to vote for them, they're all nice and sweet. So they get reelected or elected, the nonsense continues. And it's sad that we in the black community before for the same traps over and over and over and over. I hope people are finally waking up, because she gotta go. If she don't, this right here is gonna continue to happen repeatedly. It's sad that people gotta feel that way when they gotta go to work. Nobody should feel that way when you live there, you pay your taxes. You shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable that way. You're going to work.
Now, at last check with police, no suspects were in custody. Also, 37th Ward Alderwoman Emma Mitz, her district was deeply impacted by this morning's armed robberies, and she told us that she did have a meeting today with the 25th District Commander to discuss the armed robberies and other crimes recently in the neighborhood and ways to strategize to help make her ward and surrounding wards safer.
This news comes after a recent poll was conducted in Chicago ahead of the mayoral elections. And guess what was the #1 issue? According to the Chicago Sun-Times, nearly 2/3 of Chicagoans planning to vote in this month's municipal election do not feel personally safe from crime. About the same number of people think there's a bad relationship between cops and the community. These are some key findings from a new poll commissioned by the Chicago Sun-Times, WBEZ, Telemundo, Chicago, and NBC5. Nearly half of voters say their top priority when choosing a mayor is to deal with the city's endemic crime problem. This poll shows just how bad things under Lori Lightfoot have become. In addition to that poll, another one was held to see who's the front runner for the Chicago mayor race. Watch.
More on that Fox 32 exclusive now. We have a new voter opinion survey showing Mayor Lightfoot in single digits and Paul Vallis moving into the lead. This poll done by M3 just last month showed Chuy Garcia leading the pack with 27% of likely voters and Paul Vallis with 19%. But now...
Wow. So wait. That's Johnson, Lightfoot. You notice the two black candidates are lower. What does that tell you? People are tired of it. They're tired of it. You're black. You're supposed to know what it's like. You live here. But yet you don't do anything to stop the crimes. Look at the digit. Look at Johnson. 3.2%. Garcia and Vallis 19.1. Lightfoot 14.5. People are tired of it. They always talk about the white man. You got a black person in there. Now what? All right, that's it. We'll take back the white man. I don't blame the people. I don't blame them. Enough is enough.
27% of likely voters and Paul Vallis with 19%. But now, after several weeks of attack ads by Mayor Lightfoot's campaign, Garcia's numbers 19% and Vallis is now in first with 26%. Chicago Teachers Union staffer Brendan Johnson has surged to 12.2%. And Mayor Lightfoot, she trails them all with just 9.8% of likely voters.
Whoa, so, all right, so Johnson went up, he went up. Lightfoot, whoa, she dropped. She went down by 5. So she down there in the single digits. Johnson is in the double digits. Garcia, he's up there. Vallis, 26%. Yo, I hope this is it for her. She gotta go, time to retire. We don't care what you do, but you gotta go.
Oh, I can't wait to see Mayor Lightfoot gone from Chicago. Chicago residents are urgently calling for Mayor Lori Lightfoot to be removed from office after 9 armed robberies occurred over the span of an hour all around the West Side. Confronted with weak on-crime policies and light punishments from Lightfoot, it appears Chicago will only continue to fall into a cesspool of violence and fear.
I just said that.
Judging by this tragic incident, it can no longer be argued that she is fit for mayoral duty. Her brand of woke policies has only succeeded in creating a hellhole with little justice or safety for its people.
That's that. Yep.
Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
Hey, I'm happy the people are finally standing up. They have had enough. I don't even live in Chicago. The amount of crime. I live in New York. New York is bad. I don't live in the city. I live in Long Island, New York. But it's sad when you're seeing all the news, you're hearing all the robberies, the shootings in Chicago. It's sad, and you know it's happening in that, the black area. It's a black mayor. So there's no excuses. That's like the guy said. Those woke policies. You see what's going on in LA right now? People that's brazen. That's what was it? Some video I just saw on Instagram where some guy pulled up with I think he had pulled up with a box truck, and they were stealing all the Nike sneakers out of the warehouse. Broad day. People were working. They just pulled right up. Like, since when do the criminals have more rights than the victims? Since when? Imagine you a hard worker going to work, right? And somebody confronts you and try to rob you, and you defend yourself and say you hurt that person, or they end up dying. You got to go through all types, even when they have all the evidence. They still try to somehow make you seem like you're the criminal. They don't treat victims like they used to. They don't. They honestly don't. And I'm glad people are standing up. Enough is enough. The drive-bys, stray shootings, these killings, it just gotta stop. Especially in the black community. It's said that we oppress our own people, and I could go into a whole other subject of how we do that. And it's sad. We gotta stop oppressing our own people. We always talk about the white men hold us back. No, who's holding you down in Chicago? We just look for excuses. And I'm not saying the whole of Chicago. It's just that little group that makes all the noise. The majority of Black Chicago is hardworking citizens that just wants to go to work, get paid, pay the bills, take care of the family, and live their regular life. You don't need all this headache while you're going to work. You got to worry about somebody outside looking to rob you. It's sad. Lori Lightfoot, you got to go. Give me you guys thinking about this in the comments. How you guys feel about Lori Lightfoot? Look like she's on her way out the door. Let's hope that door don't hit you with the sun, do it shine. Because I'm tired of her. I'm tired of her. I don't even live in Chicago, and I'm tired of her. Hey, until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. You guys have a blessed day.